Hi, everybody. This is Rich Gibbons with SpeakInc, and today we are here with author and customer evangelist and author of The Experience Maker, Dan Gingiss.
Well, hello.
Dan,
nice to see you, sir.
good to see you. And we're going to do a quick plug. That is the book. So for those out on the inner tubes that are not familiar with your your story, just share a little bit about how you came to the platform and why you groove on it.
Sure. Well, I spent a long time in corporate America. I worked for big companies, McDonald's, Discover, Humana, and I was mostly a marketer. I did every marketing channel you could do. And then I got into customer experience and I realized that it was more powerful than any marketing activity there is. Right. Because when we create great experiences for our customers, they tell other people about it.
Right.
They create word of mouth marketing, which is the holy grail of marketing. Right. So I fell in love and never looked back.
Yeah. And so it sounds like your sort of view of marketing, well, you can tell everybody all day long about how wonderful you are, but until they actually experience firsthand, like, oh, I had this problem, and the way you responded has me telling other people about you.
100%. I mean, think about the last time somebody said to you, I went to this restaurant last night. It was absolutely amazing. The food was incredible. The service was great. Your first instinct is, I want to try that restaurant.
I gotta go.
That's way better than you seeing a commercial on TV that says our food is great and our service is even better.
Exactly.
Right? And so when you point out my book, it's a lot better than when I point out my book.
Of course.
It's true across every industry. If we can get other people talking about us, it's more authentic.
Absolutely.
And it sells more.
Absolutely. So Dan and I worked recently for we'll protect their anonymity, but a food restaurant franchise, and I've been doing this for a few minutes, and I can always tell the speakers out there that are having a fun time with what they're doing. And we were on a prep meeting, a video prep meeting. And Dan showed up. He had gone to one of the local restaurants and gotten an apron, and I think you even had some of their dishes, some of their food.
Yeah.
And you just looked like you were having a great time with it.
And we did not plan this, but Rich, you teed it up perfectly, because I purposely, when I set up the not the Uber, the Zoom.
Yeah.
The Zoom. I set it up so that you could only see this much of what I was wearing, but it almost looked like I was wearing suspenders with the apron. And the call has just started, and the first words out of your mouth are, Dan, what are you wearing?
I like, is he wearing an apron?
And I said,
and you were.
And I said, thank you so much for asking. I took a step back, and everybody could see the apron, and
exactly.
the client was
and it had the brand right on it. And Dan had gone into one of the local, one of the local restaurants. I think they call them stores. But one of the local restaurants, and chatted up the manager, and agreed to borrow the uniform. So yeah, it's clear that you're coming to. We talked a little earlier about how you came to the platform and how you sort of the engine around your practice and your mindset, and it's very clear to an offshore observer, you're having fun doing what you're doing.
100%. And I have to tell you, that has been the latest compliment that I get when I get off stage that I like the most, which is, you must really love what you do.
Right.
And I'm so happy that I'm transmitting that to the audience, because it's true. I really am having the best time doing what I'm doing. And I wish that for everybody. And look, I know for most people, public speaking's not the way they're going to have the best time of their lives. But whatever it is, when you're in a business that you love, and I don't know if I've told you this, but I used to joke when I was in corporate America that I judged my job satisfaction based on how many times I hit the snooze button in the morning, because I am not a morning person. Today, I don't even have a snooze button.
Right.
I get up, I'm excited to go, I'm having fun. And I wish that for everyone, that at some point in your career you do something you love, because it's a game changer. Suddenly the money doesn't matter as much, but yet it comes. Because of the passion that and the love that you're putting into it, it follows, right?
Yeah.
But it's a game changer in terms of just how you live the rest of your life. It makes me, I'm a happier person doing what I love,
of course,
than the drudgery of what corporate America is.
And the people who are out there planning these events, they want to work with somebody who has zeal and enthusiasm around what they're doing in their trade craft. And if you're having fun, they're probably having a little bit of fun with you. So just tell the people out on the interwebs, what sort of audiences do you feel? I mean, obviously there's a galaxy of different industries and different sort of cross sections and demographics of audience to which your messaging is applicable. But if you had to say pick the top 3, what would you say? Boy, this is a really, really good fit because of that backdrop and cross section.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say, hey, if you have customers, then my message resonates, right? But that's a little bit too broad. I would say generally that more medium-sized companies are in great positions, and they tend to like me because I've worked at large companies, and medium-sized companies want to be large companies, right? So they look up. And I may be reading between lines that are not there, but medium-sized companies because they're a little bit more nimble and adaptable, and they can. Correct. They don't have to run it up like 11. Yes, not quite as
layers.
siloed as a big
Right.
company is going to be, and
Right.
also still that zeal and desire to become a big company. Associations related to that always work as well, because you've got lots of people who want to learn how to be better within their own industry, and one of the things I really believe is that we have to look outside our industry to find the inspiration
Right.
to make us better. Because if all we do is look at our competitors,
Right.
we're not generally going to be inspired. And if we are inspired, what are we going to do? Copy them, and that's a great way to not distinguish yourself. Right. So I love being able to talk to a whole industry at an association, and even to tell them, hey, you guys are going to be talking about the XYZ industry for 3 days. Guess what I'm not going to talk about?
Right,
I'm going to come in and talk to you about all sorts of other industries.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, the amusement park industry, the movie theater industry, the bookstore industry, these all have relevance to your industry, and I'll show you how. Right. And so
cross-pollinating from other arenas to kind of steal good ideas but not be copycat in intra-industry.
Yeah. Let me give you a great example of this. At Universal Studios in Orlando, there's a growing trend at Harry Potter World where people are standing in line 45 minutes to 60 minutes for the rides. But here's the thing. They don't like roller coasters. Now, why would somebody stand in line for 45 minutes if they don't want to go on a roller coaster? It is because at Harry Potter World, standing in line is an experience. You get to walk through Hogwarts Castle. You get to engage with the characters. You get to see the animated picture frames like from the movie. It is so fun to stand in line that people are literally voluntarily standing in line, getting to the front and saying, thanks, I don't like roller coasters.
That's great.
Now that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But so then how do we bring it back to our business? We say, well, where do we make our customers wait? Every business makes people wait.
Right.
Every business.
Right.
And what if we filled that wait period with something that was interesting so it didn't feel like waiting?
Right.
And that could be the time between somebody orders a product and they get it at their doorstep. It could be between when they sign a contract and the service begins. There's all sorts of times where we make people wait. But that's why an amusement park can give us some ideas and at least get us thinking creatively and strategically about what we might do in our business.
Yeah. It's leveraging other phenomenal ideas that could be applicable in your industry. Well, it's great working with you, and like I said earlier, it's fun working with someone who's having fun. But anybody in that, I mean, you didn't say it to be cynical, but if you have customers, Dan's relevant. So thanks for doing great work and making us look so smart when we send you out the door.
I appreciate it. Thank you for sending me out the door.
Excellent. All right. See you on the next one. I forgot my pickle.